Spider-Man No Way Home is one mega mashup of colossal events which stitch the saga of this iconic superhero through different universes, franchises, and talented actors. There's no wonder that this was the most logical step for Marvel to go forward with, but even after all the speculation, build-up, hype, and God knows how many personal theories, this still very much feels like something truly out of the extraordinary. It packs so much heart and soul, and even with all of these different Spider-Man villains coming together, it never loses attention to the fact that the character they really need to focus on is Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland. The movie is an exceptional attempt at pushing him back to his roots, snatching the outworldly glamour that MCU always showered the character with, and bringing back the gritty realism and humanity that the source material was always known and loved for. Getting into the plot of this movie is like taking a walk on an extremely fragile ice sheet, and even when this movie has officially released worldwide today, there's so much that still can't be talked about, not until the vast majority of the world has gotten a chance to experience it. So, like the usual gimmick, I will ramble about the trailer and the colossal amount of villains it introduced from all the live-action universes. It's so beautiful to see antagonists like Otto Octavius, Green Goblin, and Electro be back on screen with an actual depth to their character. This was a prevalent fear in my mind that their introductions were going to play out as mere cameos, but the fact that each of the villains actually goes through significant development throughout the course of the movie is so refreshing. Spider-Man No Way Home also takes the huge risk of bringing back some of the lesser-known villains of this universe, and I say that is a risk because of how it could have potentially brought down some of the key iconic moments. But that's where the prioritization of the script takes a hold, and Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus takes the cake in terms of screen time and arc. Peter Parker and his entire character in the MCU was always the embodiment of this messy teenager who upheld his moral standards while also making mistakes from time to time. But the maturity of every decision he takes this time feels like it has major consequences. The movie has been called dark many times, but I wouldn't nearly call it as dark as the Amazing Spider-Man series. And that honestly works so well. With each villain comes consequences which were purely the actions of Peter Parker. He wanted everyone to forget that he is Spider-Man, but it's his inability that paves way for this huge amalgam of fan service moments. Yes, the Spider-Man No Way Home has the most blatant fan service moments I have seen in a long time. It's clearly not trying to put any of those moments in a way which feels subtle, which did feel a bit forced a lot of times. But the fact that they were able to accomplish something this big, with so much scope, is in itself such a big feat that a lot of these inconsistencies don't hinder the experience at all. From Green Goblin wooing the audience with a fan-favorite dialogue to a hilariously ridiculous and heartwarming chiropractor session, I was in awe, unable to believe all that was going in front of me. It all felt like a fever dream, and honestly, everyone in the audience was just glad that they are getting to experience this in their lifetime of loving and caring about the web slinger. To summarize in the most non-spoilery way possible, it's a grand summation of events which makes us feel rewarded for the patience and affection we poured into this character, his friends, his struggles, and his morals. It is no doubt tragic, and it pushes our Spider-Man back to what he always did the best, being the friendly neighborhood superhero.